Brooklyn class, and welcome back to Homeschool with Carly, where I share a lesson every single day that you can either watch or follow along. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can get notified every time I make a new video. So for today's video, we are going to be focused on different ways that we can put out a fire, or maybe a better way that we can put out a fire. So for this experiment, you will need two supplies. You will need some matches and a candle. I'm going to choose this nice falling leaf candle, but you can use anything that you have in your house. And you will definitely need an adult for this, so if you would prefer to just watch this experiment, that's okay too. So we're going to learn different ways that we can put out this fire. So first things first is I'm going to take this out, and I am going to use my match to light this candle. Okay, so I have my matchbox again, so I'm going to swipe the match and light the candle. So I know that in the spring and summer I am really excited to go camping, right? And I really need to know how to put out a fire, especially when I'm camping. So now we have our lit candle, okay? So we're going to learn how to put this fire out. So I know that one way that I can make this candle go out, right, is I could blow on it, right? And now the candle is out, right? But what happens when the fire is really big? Like, what if I was camping? Do you think I could just blow on that giant campfire and it would go out? Probably not. And imagine if it was a windy day, right? The fire would get blown, right? And it could start catching on to different trees and grass in the area and get even larger, right? So another way that I could put out this fire is to pour water on it, right? I could pour water on this candle and it would definitely go out. But the only reason that water would put this fire out is because these are just wicks, right? Wax and wicks. Now, have you ever heard of a gas fire, right? Where if you pour gas into, let's say, a fire pit, and I were to take a match and throw it, the gas would light up on fire. Now, if I were to pour water on a gas fire, it would get even worse. It would fuel the fire. It would feed the fire, right? Because water spreads, and gas is oil, right? And the oil will sit on top of the water because oil is lighter than water, and it will spread it as the water is spreading out, and then the fire will get out of control. Well, there is one thing that I have learned that is a safe way to put out a fire. So let's find out how we could put this fire out that's a safer way. So again, I'm going to light my match, and I'm going to use my trusty matchbox, and we're going to relight this candle and try something different. So now that summer is approaching, what are we most excited about? I know that I'm excited about camping, but maybe you're excited about having some ice cream, right? Well, I can't wait for ice cream as well. So let's find out another way to put out this fire. So we have the flame, right? And I have the top. So what would happen if I were to take this top and place it directly on top of the glass candle? What do you think will happen? Do you think that the fire is going to get out of control? Do you think that maybe this top will burn up and there'll be a hole in it? Let's find out. So I'm going to take the camera and bring it a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to place this top directly on top of the candle. And watch that flame. Let's see what happens. Whoa! You see that? The candle went out. So what just happened? All I did was take the top and place it directly on top of the candle. And you saw that immediately the flame went out. Well, what I did is a really smart way to put out a fire. I did something called smothering. I smothered the fire. So I took this top and I placed it directly on top of the candle. And what I did is I stopped the oxygen, right? I kept the air that was in here and I closed this. Because when you leave this open, fire feeds off of oxygen, right? Oxygen is what we breathe in. It's all around us. It doesn't matter if I'm in my house or outside, oxygen is everywhere. But when you take this top and place it directly on top of the candle jar, what's happening is you are stopping this fire from getting more oxygen, right? Because the oxygen can't get in here because the top is on. So you actually smothered the fire. So when you are out and you are trying to put out a fire, the best thing you can do is smother it, especially when you're camping, because a campfire can get smothered one way. There's a great way to do this. So a campfire is usually just logs or sticks from outside, maybe some leaves, right? There's no gas or oil in that fire. But if you're unsure, you can ask somebody. But you can smother a fire and stop it from going forward and getting worse and spreading out, right? Camping, you have a fire that is inside a central area, right? A campfire zone. So if I have a little fire going and I want to leave, I need to put that fire out. So how am I going to smother it? Well, one way is to find a really large rock, right? Like a nice big flat rock, and place it on top of it. That could smother it, right? But also know that a campfire does not have gas or oil, so you technically could use water to put that fire out. But smothering is the best thing that you can do, especially with a fire like a candle. So I hope this helped you to learn a new way to put out a fire, and I hope this lesson will maybe help your safety with fire. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye!